Hey guys, welcome back to Chaos Zero Nightmare. So I just finished my stream, and before I go to bed, I wanted to give you guys my first impression thoughts on Chizuru. Also talk about one bug that they have announced about her. In case it was something you were looking at doing with her, there is a known bug with her Tsukiyomi card. So the Tsukiyomi card is this one here. And essentially it says you get Will-O-Wisp for each hit of the next attack card of this unit used. This unit is the key part. People had found, and I got a bunch of DMs from a couple people going through like cool combos with her, with other characters where you could do the multi-hitters, followed by a message of, oh wait, it's already been addressed. So that is a bug. You were, at the moment in the current state of the game, you can play this card, then use another character's multi-hitter, and then she gets the stacks from that. But obviously that's not how it's meant to be. It's supposed to be her cards. So it looks like they will be fixing that based on this one here. An issue where Chizuru's Tsukiyomi card effects are incorrectly applied to other combatants. So it's only going to apply to her. That is the way that one is going to work. An issue where damage was shown as 0. I'm not too sure on this one. An issue where the app intermittently crashes. I heard a bunch of people saying that on Android. This occurs occasionally when entering the event page, and people are saying the event shop as well. An issue where memory fragment upgrade tutorial cannot be progressed. Okay, that's not too big. I actually had one where my save data was meant to be 150 because I was doing a tier 13, but it was giving me 140, so I'm not sure if that's another bug. An issue where increased stress did not display. I actually had this where I went insane. I went to mental break when I wasn't even at the full bar. And then this one here, if you're doing raise an empty classroom after school and you're getting a black screen, you've just got to tap in the center of screen is essentially what they're saying for that one. So make sure you tap the center of the screen. So that is that little update that they had. Once again, the biggest thing in it is that Tsukiyomi's card here. Sorry, Chizuru's Tsukiyomi card is only meant to work on her, and at the moment it's bugged and is working on other characters. So abuse it for now if you want to, but that's it. Now, let's go through quickly and talk about my first impression. So I think it's going to take more testing to find out. I think she felt well balanced. Mine didn't have giga investment. If we look at my memory fragments, actually let's look at her stats. 48% crit rate, nothing crazy. 158 crit damage. I did have her on a better build during one stage when I wasn't using her with my Yuki. I did try her with Yuki as well for a bit of fun. Her potential is not fully maxed out either, so she does need some further investment into her. She is at level 52, and her partner is the rare partner only at level 50. So that's what I was testing with. I think she's really nicely balanced. I don't think she's going to have the damage ceiling of someone like a Mei Lin. I just don't think it's going to happen, but she does feel really nice in Chaos in that, like, even with when she was a little bit undergeared, my potentials aren't maxed. We were just doing difficulty 8, but she just sort of punches through everything. The bosses get clapped quick. It's not like the initial feeling that I had with Yuki, but once again, Yuki, we didn't have all those extra upgrades as well. But still, with Yuki, sometimes on difficulty 8, if you just get bad draws or something, you can feel struggling in bosses for the damage. If you get bad epiphanies, but with her, she just feels like she absolutely trucks down, and she's not too much stress. Now, I don't feel like I ever got to build in my stream a good build for her. What I am ideally aiming for with her is to dupe Oni Hunt as many times as possible. I think Oni Hunt is the big one. Now, this could be wrong, but I really do like the utility of Oni Hunt. The big combo towards the end that I managed to pull off that I really liked is Tsukiyomi into Oni Hunt with the multi-hitter, because if we go to this one, and you definitely, I can see a situation where, like this middle one could be an idea. Like the one on the right, maybe as the upgrade, but I really think this one on the left where you just get 3 Will-O-Wisp for each hit of the next attack card used of this unit. So if you can play this card straight into, which 3 Will-O-Wisp for each hit. So then you go into an Oni Hunt, which when you got a 3-hitter, so you're doing the 3-hitter and then you're getting 3 per hit. So you're getting 9 stacks, which is basically almost a double stack of the Shadow of the Moon card. That's really nice. There's also an Oni Hunt that can go into a 4-hitter. so you get the 4-hitter, and then also increases the damage on the next one. So there's all these different options. I do like the different options she has in her kit. Like even the Oni Hunt upgrade is not a bad one for longest term type fights. But yeah, the one I really like is sort of more going in for that, Tsukiyomi into the Oni Hunt, getting the massive stacks, getting the Oni Hunt damage amplification on your Shadow of the Moon. So then you're stacking all those stacks, you're getting all the Shadows of the Moon, you're getting it to the Shadow of the Moon plus hopefully 3, 4, or 5, and then you're going ahead and nuking it. And because if you have multiple Oni Hunts, you can then also stack that extra plus damage on the multi-hit of it. So that's kind of what I am looking to build. That is what I am ideally aiming for. This one, the one I ended up liking the most that I've played through, was decrease the cost of decrease cost by 1 until 2 random cards are used. So this one, basically 2 of the cards in your hand at the start of the turn have their cost reduced by 1, which is really nice when you're playing her in teams that only have really 1 cost in their deck. It's nice. You just basically get those costs for free. That is one that I really did like. Definitely other options that I experimented with. I used the one where it activates 2 random cards. I didn't like that. It just wasn't activating the right ones, and you couldn't control who they were targeting, because the real big thing with her is you need to get these Karmic Flames and get the Cursed Shackles on the target, and when it uses the activated one, you don't get to choose the target, so it can sometimes go onto the wrong target. So that is a bit of an issue over there. But yeah, I mean, I think the big play around, like the big combo play around with her, is going to be the Tsukiyomi and the Oni Hunt, is kind of what I'm looking at in terms of like what I think is a really solid option. I do think there could be a fun one where we experimented with the Oni Hunt skill one, where you create 2 of her basics and they cost 0. If you get this one with a 0 cost and you dupe that, then you could do like mini Mei Lin-esque plays where you're creating 2 cards that cost 0 that have double hitters, but it will minimize the effectiveness that you can get out of the Tsukiyomi plays as well. But maybe in that case, you can use a different Tsukiyomi card. So once again, I'm still in the exploration, trying to get a good build. The other thing I think she's going to go insane with is going to be the this card here. Dude, it's lagging out. Every time I press Ecstasy, it lags out. But yeah, I think her with the Ecstasy could be a really nice one as well. Obviously 4 hit, you get this down to a 0 cost. Really nice. Then it's a guaranteed 4 hit. That is another option to Tsukiyomi into. And then if you pair it with Confiscation and maybe have Confiscation on one of your supports, it makes this reliable to get around to. But then you would be having to play her with more draw power. So, it's all those the teams that are going to decide on where it goes. But once again, I thought she was quite a fun character to play. I don't know. People like, is she a must pull? I don't know. The thing that's going to determine that is once we get into the boss, and I honestly haven't even got through the story yet to go ahead and do the boss fight. So I'll do that tomorrow morning when I get up, and we'll have a look at that. We'll probably do another stream. But that is my initial thoughts. Once again, there is that bug with the Tsukiyomi card, unfortunately, so that not as abusable as it was, but still I think she is a pretty well balanced character in general. And keep in mind, like Luke, when the game first came out, everyone thought he was ass. Now he's OP, so it takes a while for people to iron out like decks and stuff like that for her. But once again, the thing I'm looking at is getting dupes of Oni Hunt, and then using the Tsukiyomi into the Oni Hunt to get like a ton of Shadow of the Moon, and then just go ahead and nuke with the Shadow of the Moon. That's the kind of strategy I'm looking at the moment. Let me know any other strategies you guys have, but that is going to be it for this one, guys. That is the first thoughts around her. I'm going to go get some sleep now, but as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.